All right, we are starting. This is Thursday, 7th period. I'm starting a minute or two early because we have some people waiting. And if you join later, that's fine. If you watch it later, that's fine. We're going to look at a new assignment today, but it's just the next step of what we have. So last time we had the Chatbot warm-up project beginning where you make this basic version according to the template. Mostly just copy and paste and then fix whatever issue comes up. And if you do that, you'll have this. The bot says hello, and that's pretty much it, because in the bot.rive, which is where the chat stuff goes, this triggers on start, and everything else, that asterisk is a wild card, meaning whatever, it gets sorry. So if we say anything, it says sorry, I don't understand that, no matter what it is, and we're going to add more. So today, that's the next step. If you go to this page, it's step 3. We actually skipped step 2 because it's a quick thing. I thought it would be nice for the e-learning day, so we'll do it on the e-learning day, but we'll get them both done eventually, is to add a little bit of the chat details. This is a language called Rivescript, which is just for this. It's just for this kind of thing of back and forth chat window with one human and one bot. So we had that example that I showed you guys from their website where it has a bunch of stuff and you can look at the code or you can try it out in the window. And you can actually use that for inspiration or to see like, oh, how do they do this thing, and see it in there. But this is a tutorial of all the code. I wouldn't just read it beginning to end because it's long and it has a lot of stuff that you probably want to kind of find when you need. If you're looking for one specific thing, you go find that. Maybe Control F, And this list of instructions is what we're going to do. It says, hey, try this, then try this other thing, and so on. So for example, for random replies, I don't think the anchor link, the little hashtag thing, is working. It's not sending me to the right part, but you can Control F for it. So random replies is this. Whenever you have a plus and minus, that's one thing gets one answer. Like if you put if you go to mine and we said what's your name? My name is Luigi. Then that will get that, just 1-to-1 every time. But often you want to have variety so that it doesn't appear so repetitive, and you can do that by just literally adding another minus under it. So if they say how are you, it can give any one of these guys, and they all have an equal chance. If you want them to not have an equal chance, you can use this feature called weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, and that will make it, you can make one very likely and the other's pretty rare, but at first you're just making them equal. So we could say, I know I'm being really bland with this and not having punctuation or anything, I'm just keeping it simple. So I can say how are you and make good and bad, and then uh-oh, what happened? Interesting. I wonder if I accidentally put a space or something. Well, that's when it gets fun, is when you have to figure out. I don't know, actually. Anyway, that's how it's supposed to work, is you put a couple. Oh, I know what I did. I just didn't hit run. That has nothing to do with the code. And yeah, so if I say it again, it might say the other one. This is like flipping a coin and hoping it shows both sides. That's 50-50. You can add weight, but that's, anyway, random replies. So 4 to hello, which means you're going to write hello with a plus, and then 4 things with a minus. It could be just variations like hey, yo, sup, something like that, or it could be whatever you like. And then 3 is a similar thing, except the opposite, where it's 2 different inputs get the same output instead of 1 input gets 2 different outputs. And it's got a couple other things to try. So once you go through these, you will have nothing crazy, nothing mega complicated, but it'll be kind of like an NPC in a video game where you might walk up to them and get a couple choices, and then each one of those can have a couple outcomes. And that's what we're starting with. So the last one, where it says choose 2 other, you don't have to do that. Just do the ones that are actually named, like the ones that it actually specifies. If you want to mess around and add more, of course you can, but I'm not going to, like, when I'm grading them, I'm going to look for the key stuff. I'm not going to see if you did 2 other completely separate things. You don't have to make a new file. You should already have the one you started last time. And if you don't, well, then do that part first. But you're going to add your stuff to the bot.rive part. You won't be changing the other ones today. You're just going to add other possibilities and other responses to this code. And I know there are going to be errors. If you notice, it doesn't like apostrophes. If you try to make the question with an apostrophe, it'll say, no, that we don't like that character. We have other characters. Obviously, there's a way around that, but it adds, a little step. So just stick with stuff that works. Keep it super basic. And look here if you want directions. But I like looking in here to see how they do it in this example, because I like to learn from examples and be like, oh, here's how they do it, so I'm going to copy that and change my stuff. Anyway, I don't want to make this a long video because I'm going to see you guys again tomorrow, or at least I'm going to post an assignment tomorrow. So I don't want to make a super long thing and then another thing the next day. This might be quick. Some of you guys are going to be like halfway done already by the time you're done with this video. And half of you are going to take a while because you haven't quite finished the template yet, and then you're going to run into issues, and that's okay. We're only going to have 1 assignment next week, so you'll be able to catch up on the previous few. You'll be able to catch up on this and the e-learning thing, and then by the end of next week, you'll have this little guy ready for its final step, and then we'll move into the big project afterwards. So I'm going to end this here. I know I haven't put in all the grades yet, but I will very likely have time tomorrow when I'm sitting and waiting for stuff on the e-learning day, because the way it should work is we post in the morning. Every teacher should post their stuff in the morning. I think it says it's supposed to be 9, but a lot of people will do it earlier. And then the rest of the day, I'm going to sit here, answer questions, put in grades, that kind of thing. So don't worry about that. And if you do turn something in, I will get to it. Thanks.